stun guns, Molotov cocktails, thousands of rounds of ammunition, even a crossbow, all taken before and after the riots at the Capitol. Karl Racine now, he's the Attorney General of the District of Columbia and live with us tonight. Sir, those weapons were only from a small slice of the rioters who were actually arrested on the day of the riot. How big of a failure was this by the D.C. police and specifically the Capitol Police? What happened could have been a lot worse.
Well, I think we've got to make distinctions here. The Metropolitan Police Department is charged with policing D.C. streets. And while it certainly has authority to police the Capitol grounds, to get onto the Capitol itself, they've got to be invited. And indeed, they were invited after the fact, after the Capitol was overtaken, and the Metropolitan Police Department helped clear the invaders out of the Capitol. I think the Capitol Police have, frankly, much more questions to answer, but we've got to also withhold judgment here until there's a full investigation. We saw police officers fighting for their lives, fighting to defend congressmen and women and senators. And so I think we can't paint with a broad brush. We've got to be careful and conduct a thorough investigation.
You've said that you're looking at whether to charge Donald Trump Jr., Rudy Giuliani, and others with inciting violence. When do you expect to have a decision on that? Their comments were out in the open. Is there that much to investigate?
I think there is that much to investigate. Obviously, there is a First Amendment right to speech, which we cherish in this country. There's also a rule of law and accountability, which we also cherish. And so we've got to balance the review of all those important American values. It's not as simple as looking at the words. The context is really important. The timing is really important, as well as the crowd who you're speaking to. And we know that many members of the crowd were armed, dangerous, as the pictures you showed, and were intent on violence. Those are factors that we're considering. We'll make a decision when we have finalized our investigation.
Attorney General Racine, what's your confidence level on the security and safety of the Capitol for the inauguration next week?
Well, I think the FBI has properly warned not only Washington, D.C., but all the capitals in all of our 50 states that they could be subject to vigilante mob violence. And so we all have to be on alert. Importantly, I think it's really important that folks choose to not, frankly, attend the inauguration. We are in the midst of a pandemic, and there's been violence. And I think to be safe, I would advise people to stay away. Watch it on TV or your computer. I do believe law enforcement is well organized and collaborating at a much higher level now. I think there'll be other assets here, and I think we're going to have a safe inauguration.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.